Hello and welcome, or welcome back. This is Gonna Be Debt Free. And one of the ways that I am gonna be debt free is by doing a bi-weekly budget. And the numbers are associated to the number of the paycheck that is for the year for my regular job. Okay, so to start with, we'll start with my income. And since it's bi-weekly, it is $2,500, and that is a combination of my regular job and some side hustles that I've been doing for a long time. And I want to apologize for the setup. It's a little shaky. So I apologize for the camera shaking. It's just a temporary thing for a bit while I'm rearranging some furniture. Okay, so I will go into my 4 walls and then I'll be right back. Okay, so for a mortgage, I don't have a mortgage. I sold my previous house and had enough equity to pay off my current house. I don't have electric bill. I have enough solar on my house that it generates more than I consume. My water went up this recently, and so it's now up to $70 a month, which is $35 bi-weekly. I don't have sewer trash. For sewer, I'm on septic, and trash, I just burn my trash. It's not required to have trash service where I live. Propane, I'm still budgeting $20 a month, which is $10 bi-weekly. My internet went up to $130, so that is $65 bi-weekly. My insurance is still $400 a month, which is $200 bi-weekly, and my cell phone is still $100 a month, which is $50 bi-weekly. And then I'll list out my debts, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have paid off my Chase, American Express, personal loan, and Home Depot so far. And I keep them listed because A, I want to make sure I never go back to having anything on them. And B, because I take what was my minimum payments for each of those and roll them into my snowball, which is now at $1,100 bi-weekly. My American Express personal loan, I'm paying $1,000 a month, which is $500 bi-weekly. And I've rounded my truck up to $600 a month, which is $300 bi-weekly. Then I will list out my expenses, and I will be right back. Okay. So for my groceries, for the month I budgeted $300 for groceries, which is $150 bi-weekly, or $75 a week. And for gas for the car, I budgeted $150 for the month, which is $75 bi-weekly. For my dog, I budget $30 a month, which is $15 bi-weekly, which is enough to just cover getting her food and getting her grooming done. And I've skipped on that a little bit, and I'm pretty lean on being able to do that, so I'm going to need to make sure I stick with that. And for now, I'm going to do nothing for miscellaneous. A couple of people have asked, but I have a hobby. I usually budget like $10 a week for a hobby just for mental sanity. But I have enough stuff right now. I'm doing kind of a different hobby that I already have enough supplies for. So that's why I'm not budgeting anything for it right now. So I am still staying sane. I still have a lot of hobbies, but I'm just kind of doing something a little different right now. And so I don't need to budget for it. But I need to add in a vet bill. So if you've been watching the channel, you know that my dog just had surgery, and I've been kind of budgeting it for a while. And she had the surgery and everything went fine. But she recently got a scratch on her eye. And her eye was just kind of bad for a couple of days. And I tried doing some over-the-counter stuff, but she's just a little cute thing, and after 2 days it wasn't getting better, so I decided I should take her into the vet, and I now have it would cost over $300 to take her to the vet. Half of it was the medications, because I've got like all these different eye drops I have to do for her now. She'll be fine, which is really good news. It was a pretty big scratch on her eye, and it is getting better, but I now have to budget a $300 vet bill into this. And it was a little over that. I can absorb a little bit of it, but I can't absorb. It was like $330. I can't absorb the whole thing. So I do need to come up with $300 to make all this work. So I'm going to list out my summary and then come back and do some math and figure out how to get it all to fit in. Because unfortunately, that's the one number I can't change at this point. Okay, so let's do some math. So my 4 walls, my 4 walls is 35 plus 10 plus 65 plus 200 plus 50 is 360. And I can't really budge that one. So I've got 2,500 and 360. Usually I cut down on all of this, but I've been cutting down on groceries and gas a lot. And I just think I'll be in trouble if I cut down anymore. I don't have as much in the pantry as usual. And although $75 a week seems like a lot, it just goes really fast right now. So I am going to keep my groceries at $150, my car at $75, the dog is $15, which is $240, which is I did have budgeted for, but now I need to add $300 to that. So this is now $540 instead of $240. So if I put $540 over here, I have 2,500 minus 360 minus 540. That means instead of my 1,900 that I usually put into debts, I only have 1,600. So I can't take from my minimums for my American Express and personal. I have a little bit of wiggle room, but not enough really. So I am going to, I hate to do it, but I am going to reduce my snowball by 300, which brings it down to 800. So 500 plus 300 plus 800 is the 1,600. And that's 1,600. I hate to touch my snowball, but the good thing is I'm not hitting my minimums. And because I've been so diligent at just sticking with it, I do have a really healthy snowball. So I can still make an $800 snowball payment on my American Express personal loan, which is where I'm at currently focused on. I really hate to do this, but I think it's the only way to make this work and get this paid off. Now, I pulled the money out of my emergency fund, quite honestly, and I could split this over a couple of paychecks and stuff, but I'd rather just get it done and get my budget on track for everything else and make the rest of the impacts as minimal as possible. And I usually would drag it out over a couple of times, but I'm just going to take the hit now and hope that's the only time I have to do the hit. So my income is 2,500. My 4 walls are 360. My expenses are 540. And if I put 1,600 on my debts, that leaves me nothing for an extra snowball, but it does get me to a zero-based budget. And I hit it this once and then try to go back to being really focused on not making any additional hits on my snowball. My first budget was negative 850, so that I do have a healthy snowball and I can use it for something important. I feel really good about. And, you know, honestly, our fur babies are important, and I don't I don't regret that I took her to the doctor. I just regret that it was so expensive. And I know I could set up an emergency fund for her, but I just use my emergency fund, and she's, one of the important things in my life. If I needed tires, I'd hit my emergency fund. If the dog needs something urgent, I hit my emergency fund. And I feel okay doing it because I have slimmed down all the excess that I could. So that's my budget for this time. I will go get my cash and envelopes, and I will be right back. Okay, so I have my envelopes. I'll put them up here. And I have my cash. And I finished up with the dog surgery that I've been working on, so I'll show the envelope's empty, and I'll tear that one up. But now I have a new vet one to put $300 in, so that I make sure I get that paid back into my emergency fund. So here, let's start with the cash. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, 13, 14, 1,500, 16, 17, 18, 19, $2,000. $20, $40, $60, $81, $20, $40, $60, $82, $20, $40, $60, $83, $20, $40, $60, $80, $2,400. And 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 2,500. So we will start with water. Now gets 35, 25, 30, 35. Gas, my propane gets 10. There's a little bit in there. I did have to hit this envelope a little bit when my water bill went up unexpectedly. But I'm still trying to set some aside because my propane bill will be $240 or so when I fill it. Internet is 65, 20, 40, 65. That also went up. My insurance is 200. And my cell phone is 50. 40, 45, 50. Okay. My American Express personal loan gets $500. 1, 2, 3, 4. And my truck gets 300. And my regular snowball gets 800 this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Ugh, that still hurts to not do the whole 1,100. Okay, groceries. Groceries gets 150. I'll do it this way. 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 145, 150. Gas for the car gets 75. 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, 75. The dog gets 15. Miscellaneous gets nothing, and my extra snowball, oh, whoops, it's off the page. Miscellaneous gets nothing, my extra snowball gets nothing. And the vet, that's going back to my emergency fund, gets there should be 300 remaining. 100, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, $85.90, $95, $300. And that will go back into my emergency fund. And the dog is taken care of. So, that is my budget for this time. This still bugs me, but I know I shouldn't kick myself. I mean, for the last few videos, you guys have been saying, don't go so lean. Take it out of your snowball. You've got room. And I'm okay with being a little lean, but when emergency comes up, being in a position where I have really stuck with it and been able to make progress against just $134,000 worth of debt, it's good. My income has come down from where I was at earlier in the year, and I knew that was going to happen, and I knew that would make everything tighter. And I do feel very blessed that I'm in a position to be able to take from my snowball and still have everything work out, and still that's still $1,300 towards my American Express, which will still make it go away in good time, which is great because these are my last two. So of course they're my biggest bills. But I'm still making good progress, and I still feel really good. Mainly that I was able to still get to a zero-based budget. So that's where I'm at. There is still a drawing going on for my YouTube earnings. So if you would like to win a $100 Amazon gift card, you need to subscribe to the channel and then like a video and make a comment. And I will be doing a drawing for the next couple of months. I'll do it when I get my YouTube paycheck each month. And it's just my way of paying back this community. You guys are doing great. I get amazing comments that are so supportive and really help keep me motivated to moving forward. And I've just been so inspired by this community to start this journey and to just be in a better place than I was at the beginning of the year. And I am just very grateful, and I feel very, very blessed. So that is it for this week, and I will catch you next time.